I'm Selena. Welcome to this video. So winter is over and it is time for me to talk about all the books that I've acquired over this season. And I'm also gonna, at the end, show you my new TBR cart, which I have invested in because I love it. And yeah, I don't want to dedicate a whole bookshelf tour to it, but I do want to show this off because I love it so much and I think it is beautiful. So let's first go through the gifts that I received in this last season, roughly from January to most of March. And two of the books that I got from my friend Ray for Christmas are the Kyoshi books, and that is The Rise of Kyoshi and The Shadow of Kyoshi. I have read The Rise of Kyoshi with my friend Ray, actually. We buddy read this, and I gave it 4 stars, and I have Shadow of Kyoshi on my TBR. It's gonna be the next audiobook I pick up, but I have not read it at this moment in time. But I'm very thankful for Ray for getting me these. She also got me another book, but it's at home. It's the graphic novel Raven, and I love these gifts. Thank you, Ray. Those are my first 2 books. Next, we have a call out post for my friend Udi, who got me all of these books. Let's go through them, shall we? Udi just sends me books sometimes, then he wants me to read them or something. I'm very grateful, thank you, Udi, but this is so many books. Do you realize you have your own section in my book haul? This has gotten out of control. Oh my gosh, I forgot one. There's another one. Oh my goodness. So going through this pile from the order that Udi got me them in. Also, this isn't even all of them. This isn't even, there's also one at home, Legend by Marie Lu, which he got me. So that, I don't know, that was the first one, I guess. And then he got me The Tea Dragon Society by Kay O'Neill, which I loved, 5 stars. It's amazing. It's perfect. I adore this graphic novel so much. Then for Valentine's Day, Udi got all of his friends' stuff, and he got me Fireheart Tiger by Aliette de Bodard. I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. It was very good. Then is when Udi started reading books that he really loved and sending them to me. So the first one he sent me is A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. I am super excited to read this book. Udi gave it a glowing review. You can see him talk about it in our favorite fantasy books of the winter video that we did together. I just posted it. I'll link it in the description and in the eye, and so you can check that out if you want to hear him talk about this more. But he's got me really excited to read it because he's given it such high praise. Another one that was in that video that I am super excited to read because he's given it such high praise is Into the Labyrinth by John Bierce. This is the book 1 in the Mage Errant series, and Udi has been reading this series and loving it. This first one was his favorite so far. And again, I'm just really excited to read it because it sounds amazing. Next, Udi read A Man Called Ove, and he really enjoyed this book, and so he sent it. He knows I love Frederick Bachman, so I'm very excited to get to this one eventually. Then Udi sent another sapphic novella. Fireheart Tiger is sapphic, and then Cybernetic Tea Shop is also sapphic. This is a sapphic sci-fi novella something. And yeah, he sent this to me because he knows that I really like reading sapphic representations in books, and so I'm gonna read it in this. Then Udi sent me The Faded Sky by Mary Robinette Kowal. He also got me The Calculating Stars for my birthday last year, and then he just decided to get this for me, which I'm very happy about because I do want to continue with this series. I gave The Calculating Stars 4 stars, and I would really like to see where it goes next because I feel like the next few books are going to be more plot driven and more to my taste. And then the final book from Udi is Clockwork Boys by T. Kingfisher, the same person who wrote A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. Udi and I both really want to read Sword Heart, which is one of T. Kingfisher's most popular books, but Sword Heart is in the same series as these books, and I've heard that it's better if you read these books first, and so I'm really excited to read this. I hope Udi and I can buddy read this. Udi, can we buddy read this? I really want to buddy read this. Thank you. So the next book is from Mason, my boyfriend. He got this for me for Valentine's Day, and I'm so excited about it, and that is the UK version of Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I've listened to these books on audio, and once I read Nevermore, I needed to have this second book in the UK hardcover before it goes out of stock completely, and I just love this edition so much. I think it's so beautiful, it's so shiny. I think that the back is gorgeous. I think that it really takes a lot from the book in a beautiful way. And then, I mean, the end pages, and then the naked hardcover. Oh my goodness. I saw these and I was like, that's it. I have to have the UK editions. I have to. And Mason was kind enough to get it for me for Valentine's Day, and I'm very, very excited about it. He also got me something else that you will see a little later. It's not a book, but it is something that I adore. And then technically I bought this for Mason, but I have it right now because I'm reading it and we're sharing it. Don't let him tell you otherwise. And this was one of my presents for Mason for Valentine's Day, and that is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. And this is one of my most anticipated releases, and even though it technically is his book, I wanted to show it here because we own it, and I wanted to show it off because it's been in a couple videos where I've said I wanted to read it. And then the next book that is a gift is not a gift that was bought for me in this season, but it was pre-ordered for me for Christmas from my mom, and it came in this season because it came out in March, and that is the UK hardcover of Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. They did a reprint, and I love these covers, and I've wanted them for so long, and I love Skyward and Starsight. They are some of my favorite books, some of my favorite sci-fi, my favorite YA books, and I wanted this edition really badly, and so my mom got it for me, and I think it is so beautiful. I'm so happy to have this. I love it so much. Okay, on to some of the books I bought myself. The first one I'm going to mention is not one that I bought in this time period. It's one that I actually bought in December, and it came in January, and that is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. I love Elantris, and when I bought Elantris, I got the orange one sent to me because they did a reprint, but I've always loved this green edition, and so I found it used, and I love it so much. And the next one I also bought in December, and it was a pre-order because it came out in January, so it got sent to me in January, and that is a reprint of The Way of Kings hardcover UK edition. I think it's still available on Book Depository. I think both of those books are still available on Book Depository, and I love collecting these. I love the Stormlight Archive. It's my favorite series, and I'm not like super crazy about all of the UK covers, but I really like having the white and having them in the UK hardcover. I also love the make of UK hardcovers. I think they're made so well, and that is no exception. And then in January, I also bought myself 2 books that I'm gonna show you, and the first one of those is City of Lies by Sam Hawke. I bought this because my friend Udi loves this series and had just finished the second book, and I wanted to read the series and talk about it with him, and so I got the first book in January. And then I also pre-ordered A Vow So Bold and Deadly because this is the 3rd book in the Cursebreaker series, a YA series where I loved the first one and wanted to see the rest of the series through. This is the 3rd and final one. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I don't know if it needed saying, but I have read Wondersmith, Skyward, Elantris, and Way of Kings, and all of them were 5 stars except for Elantris, that was 4.5 stars. Then in February, I also got 2 books. I got Hollow Empire by Sam Hawke because I expected to finish City of Lies in January and go move on to Hollow Empire in February, March area, but I actually put down City of Lies for a bit, and so I just have both of them here, so I'll just read the series later this year when I can dedicate more time to it, but I am also very, very excited for the sequel because I really liked City of Lies when I started it. And then the next book that I got in February, I have read and gave 5 stars, and that is The Tea Dragon Festival. This is the sequel to the Tea Dragon Society, and when this came back in stock, I had to have it. It's so beautiful. It's one of my favorites. It's my favorite graphic novel of all time now. I love it so much. This stack is getting very precarious. I don't know if you can see it. I've moved my very precariously balancing stack so you can sort of see it. Okay. That might not go well. And then I also got 2 books for myself in March. The first one is Hollowpox. This is the 3rd book of the Morgan Crow series, and I still think this cover is beautiful. I'm gonna be reading it next month. And I mean, end pages, and the naked hardback is still beautiful. Let me show you this. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It has ladders and things. I love it. I love it so much. I love this series. I'm so glad that these editions exist for this series because they are just so beautiful. And then the second book I got for myself in March was Dragon's Bane by Barbara Hambly. And this is a book that I'm going to buddy read with Udi. It's one of the books that Brandon Sanderson read when he was getting into fantasy. And I found this edition that I think is beautiful, so I wanted to get it. And then the final section of this book haul is the 3 books that I got for my schooling. And so I first have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, which I'm actually reading, and I wanted to get this edition for class, and I've been annotating it. It has a bunch of other notes and things. Most of this book is not Frankenstein, and I really do love the Norton editions. I think they're great. Then I'm in a Dracula class, and I got the Oxford World Classics edition of Dracula. I think that these editions are so good, so nice to hold and to take notes in, and so I wanted this one for Dracula. Then for the final book that I got this edition of The Haunting of Hill House. This is the Penguin Deluxe edition, and I think it is very cool. I love these editions. I think that they are practical and easy to read, but also always have cool cover designs, and so I really like this one. So this is the end of the book haul portion of this, and as you can see, this stack is not liking me right now because it is very large. So I'm gonna put these back, and I'm gonna put my TBR cart back together again, and I'm gonna show you that. So this is my bookish area. Basically, up on the wall, if you care, I have an Alice poster and a Life Before Death, Strength Before Weakness, Journey Before Destination poster. It's kind of, the glare is really messed up. And then I just have my Jane Austen books. And coming over here, I have my old bookshelf still with all the books I've read on it, and my immediate TBR and the arrows. You've seen this one. It's good. But you have not seen this TBR card. So I'm gonna go through each level and just do a quick little tour. Okay, on the first level, we have my Tea Dragon Society shrine. Basically, you can see I have the first Tea Dragon book and the hardcover second, and I have Chamomile, which is a little plushie from the Tea Dragons my boyfriend got for me for Valentine's Day. And then I just have some teas and some bookmarks. Now, really getting into my TBR, I have my SFF shelf. I have the 2 City of Lies books, Crown of Feathers, which I hope to read really soon, Hollowpox, Kings of the Wild, Dragon's Bane, and a lot of self-published books and books that Udi has sent me, and also Illuminae up there. Then the only trinket I have on this level is this little vase I bought at a farmer's market once, and then my boyfriend made me this rose out of Starburst wrappers, so I just stuck it in there and put it on my shelf. And then moving straight on down to the final shelf, I have a Bulbasaur up here named Sanderson, which my boyfriend also got me a couple years ago. And then I also have a stamp, which I can stamp my books, and it says in the library of Selena blank, last name. And my roommate got me that for my birthday, I think. And that's a great gift. But the rest of it, I have my non-fantasy / school books over on this side of the cart. I have A Man Called Ove. I have the Iliad, which is not a school book, but I do want to read it eventually. And then I have The Haunting of Hill House and Northanger Abbey, which I'm reading this year for school. And then I also have British Goblins and Beyond the Woods, which are both collections. So British Goblins is actually a Welsh folklore. It's not a book of the tales, but it's about them. I don't know how to explain it. And then Beyond the Woods is a bunch of fairy tale retellings. It's my boyfriend's book, and we just have it over here so both of us can dip in and out of it. And then I just have my pink reading journal there, a fake plant there, and Sanderson, as I said. So that is the TBR cart and slight bookshelf just tour / showing you what I have. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.